Oh gosh, I don't normally wear this much makeup. I feel really self-conscious. Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and today's video is not about makeup. I'm just wearing a lot of makeup because I've been practicing because I've got some weddings coming up. So I wanted to give it a go, make an effort. Anyway, today's video is not about makeup. It is about wigs because a little while ago I made a little video about what to do if you don't like your buzz cut. And the very last tip was about wearing wigs. And I thought, well, you know what? Some people have never worn wigs before. So let's make a little video about them. So here we are. Right. First and foremost, I want to point out that I don't have wigs because I have a buzz cut and I want to hide it or cover it up in any way, shape or form. Oh, no, 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 no. I have wigs and I've had wigs for many, many, many years because I'm a curly girl and sometimes you don't want to sit there and straighten your hair for 2 solid hours just to step outside and it's a little bit rainy and it just goes frizzy. And sometimes you want to change the colour of your hair. And you think, do you know what? I don't actually want to ruin my hair with bleach and things like that. I just want one night out as a blonde. And so for many, many years now, I've been buying wigs. Where I'm from, it's totally normal. Very aware, having had conversations about wigs with people, that in lots of places, people are like, oh, people wear wigs? I didn't know that was a thing. But guess what? It is. It's a thing. Some cultures believe that wigs are only for if you've got cancer, but no, wigs are for just fancying a different hairstyle every now and again. It's true. It's accurate. It's hair people. Now, or should I say it's hair people? Oh, at least I make myself laugh. I think the first wig I ever bought was probably about somewhere between maybe 15 and 18 years ago. I'm not entirely sure. But where I'm from in the UK is very close to a place called Croydon. For those of you who do not know Croydon, in Croydon there's more wig shops than there is McDonald's in the whole of the UK. That's a huge exaggeration. That's absolutely an exaggeration. But I just wanted to emphasize the fact that you got so much choice. Croydon, you can walk down the high street and you've got so many different wig shops. You've got so many different choices to make, and it's amazing. It's like Christmas in wig world. It really is. You got so many different options. You've got parts wigs, you've got just ponytail wigs, you've got full wigs, you've got wigs for every race, wigs for every style. You got real, you got synthetic, you got lace fronts. If this is all jargon to you right now and you're like, Steph, I don't know what lace front means, then don't worry, I'm here for you. So I'm going to show you right now. First wig I ever bought. Okay, this is Maxine. I name my wigs. I give them all little personalities and names. This, oh bless her. Apologies, Maxine. I haven't brushed her since the last time I wore her, which was, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I know, I'm lacking. Poor girl. She's 100% synthetic. She cost me about maybe £15, which is, I don't know, 18-ish euros and dollars. But she's getting on. This girl's old enough to drink in the UK, and yet she still looks great. Somebody once said to me somebody said to me recently, they were like, oh, but you need to spend £200 on wigs and you need to buy real hair because of blah, 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 blah. I disagree with that entirely. Personally, I do not buy real hair wigs. I am aware that there are people in the world who will actually get robbed for their wigs. Yes, people will be attacked and have their hair cut off to make wigs. So I don't buy real hair because unless I've shaken the hands of the person it's come from, I can't guarantee where it's come from, and I don't like that. Also, as someone who's grown their hair long twice, to shave off completely to give to a charity that makes wigs for kids with cancer. Was everything I just said in the right order? I feel like I said lots of words and they came out in the wrong order. I've donated my hair to a charity that makes wigs for kids with cancer. Yeah, that's right. I'm not sure what I said before, but that's correct. And so I just think, I don't know, I'm going to save the real hair for the people who really need the real hair. And I will stick to synthetic. Thank you very much. No one's changing my mind on that. But I think synthetic wigs look great because, I mean, honestly, the amount of times I've been out in a synthetic wig and people have not realised that I'm wearing a wig. and they're quite shocked. And once or twice, in fact, once I was wearing a wig, I was wearing Marilyn, who I will introduce you to properly in a moment. I was wearing Marilyn, and she got caught on my lip gloss, and it was like sticking to my face. And so I can't remember where I was in like not a nightclub, but like a place where people sing and dance. And I took her off to sort her out, and everyone was like, oh, looking at me, because they're like, oh my gosh, like, oh, she took her hair off. I was like, oh, it's a wig. And they're like, oh, they're all shocked. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, synthetic is fine. Synthetic is absolutely fine. Obviously, if you're going to wear a wacky style, it's pretty damn obvious it's a wig. But even if it is obvious it's a wig, who cares? Who cares? How many people walk around with false eyelashes? Everyone knows they're false, babe. You're not getting away with that. But they don't care. False nails. I'm not wearing false nails, but lots of people wear false nails. And that's also fine. So who cares if everyone knows you're wearing a wig? I don't. I love it. I love sitting there going, oh, it's a wig. And guess how much it was? 20 quid. Ha. Yeah. Anyway, back to Maxine. Hello, Maxine. Maxine, my blonde. Now, she was my first foray into the world of wigs, and she is just a bog standard basic wig. And I'll show you the inside. Here's the inside of a wig. So, she is, as you can see by the ticket, that was very Spanish, the label, she is 100% thin synthetic, and she's got these little hooky bits, and she's just cool. She's just chilling. This is something that you really need to look out for if you are going to buy a wig, is to make sure that the colour on the inside matches the colour of the wig, because if you don't do that, and trust me, I've made this mistake before, you end up, it shows through really badly. So if this was brown or black and you got a blonde wig, it will show through. Yes, it will. And vice versa. Whereas Maxine here, yep, she's blonde on the inside and she's blonde on the outside. Her edging is pretty... I'll just show you a bit what close. There you go. Her edging is pretty bog standard basic. Looks a bit tatty because she's old. But that being said, she has a fringe. And there is a trick for you. There is a trick for you. If you get yourself a really cheap wig and you're a bit like, oh, this edge isn't great, make sure she has a fringe, people. Make sure she has a fringe, because I've come a cropper with that. I'll show you who I've come a cropper with that with. Stacey. Let me introduce you to Stacey. Now, Stacey actually is a slightly different type of wig. She's actually a lace front wig. I'll show you here. So you see, let me show you the difference between the two. Okay, so you see this one here, she has like an abrupt edge. Okay, she's not the worst abrupt edged wig I've ever seen in my life, but she has a very abrupt edge. That's not a technical term, by the way. An abrupt edged wig. Oh, can I say that? Whereas this one is a lace front wig, and they are a lot better for just looking a bit more natural. And another great thing about the lace wigs is, you won't be able to see this very clearly, but this bit here, there's no solidness to it. There's no like plastic or anything. It's purely lace. And so the scalp is, oh, hello, I can see you. Sorry. So yeah, it actually goes straight through to your scalp. So she doesn't look quite so, you can't see, whatever your scalp colour is the colour that's going to show through here. Which is ideal, because naturally, as you can very much see on my head, the colour of my scalp shows through my hair. It's not white, it's not black, it's not, I don't know, insert other colour here, pink, green, yellow with polka dots. It is whatever the colour of my scalp is, it shows through. So these are great because it looks more natural. That being said, there is something about Stacey that bothers me when I wear her. And that is that because she is way thicker than my natural hair, I don't feel natural. So when I wear her, she's so voluminous, which is beautiful and it's wonderful and great if you have naturally voluminous hair, but I do not. My hair is really freaking thin. And so when I wear her, I feel a bit fake and it just kind of gets a bit too much. And so at the front, where the line is at the front, instead of having like a soft going back, it's like a real, which personally I don't like on me. And so when I wear her, and trust me, I do wear her, I like to wear her with like a hat, for example. Or sometimes I wear her with a hoodie and just look casual, cute, chill. Yes, insert photo here. Um, but if I wasn't going to, nobody bat an eyelid because she's lace fronted, but just there's a little tip for you. If you do think actually the front of this looks a little bit, ooh, then bung a hat on. It's fine. Still looks good. Now, I'll show you this one first. Okay, this little lady here, she's fabulous. She is Marilyn. Again, I'm terrible at brushing them out when I get home. I tend to do it before I wear them the next time. You should look after your wigs. You can condition your wigs. You can wash your wigs. You can style your wigs, obviously checking the label to make sure that you're not using a wig that's gonna like burn if you straighten it or something. But you can style wigs like you can style hair. In fact, I find styling wigs way easier than styling my natural hair. And no, I'm not referring to right now, obviously. When I had long hair, my hair was a pain in the backside to style. So yeah. Anyway, this little lady, Marilyn, she's also lace fronted. And as you can see, again, the colour matches. What is it they say about the cuffs have got to match, the collar matches the cuffs? Anyway, they're definitely not referring to the insides of wigs. If you know, you know. But yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, so yeah, she's beautiful. And you can adjust them because everyone's got a different head size. So you've got these bits here that you can adjust, and that's pretty bog standard for a wig. And if you've got hair, you've got these little clips. And if you'll find your wiggies like not staying in place, then you can, I don't have any, but you can get these little velvet bits that go, like headbands that go over, and then the wig sticks to it. There's actually lots of things you can get online to stick your wig in place. I personally don't bother, but that's just because I don't, and they tend to stay quite happily anyway, possibly because of my hair. You also, if you have long hair, I do recommend wearing some form of, this looks like a sock, but some form of this sort of malarkey which actually goes like over your head, and it keeps your hair in place, and also stops if you have got a cheap wig that's kind of like rubs on your head, it stops that from happening as well. I don't, just because my wigs tend to stay in place and they don't bother me, but I know lots of people who wigs do bother, so just be aware that that's something you can do. Not teaching my grandmother to suck eggs here, by the way. If you know all about wigs and you're just watching this because you like watching stuff, then hi too. And this, I'll introduce you to this little lady last. This is Maria. Hello, Maria. Now, Maria is a different kettle of fish. Not one of these wigs, by the way, cost me more than, I think, £25 was the most expensive. Yeah, no more than like €30 or $30. These are all bog standard, like, go down the shop. I like that one, bung it on. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go out. These are not really super professional quality. These are just real super bog standard, okay? Basic, bargain basement wigs. And yet, I love them all, and I think they all look fab. Anyway, let me introduce you to Maria. Now, Maria, again, she's someone who has this very abrupt edge, okay? However, when I wear Maria, nobody realises I'm wearing a wig. She is synthetic. She has some natural different tones in her. She's not like one solid colour. She goes from sort of very dark brown to lighter brown. But I think the trick here with Maria is, dun, 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 she's got a very, very specific, well-cut fringe. So it doesn't show that abrupt edge. So if you are going to buy a wig that's like super cheap and you're going to go on, I don't know, Temu or Shein or whatever and get a wig, I don't imagine you're going to get lovely lace-fronted wigs. Maybe you do, I don't know. I've never looked at Shein or Temu for wigs. Maybe I'll do that for another video, who knows. But if you do have a wig that's got this sort of, you know, abrupt edge, then just bangs. It doesn't have to be a proper, like, you know, straight cut fringe. You can have the sort of like swept down bang sort of look, like my girl Maxine has. I've had plenty of wigs over the years. Some of them I've eventually given away just because the style wasn't really my thing anymore. I had one that kind of made me look like a middle-aged librarian. No shade to middle-aged librarians, but it wasn't the look I was going for. And so I've given them away. But yeah, I love my wigs, I do. Living here in Spain, however, there is no Croidonia in Spain. And so, yeah, I'm going to look online, and I'm going to have a little look and see if I can find some wigs online. and see if the really cheap ones online are actually decent in the slightest or not. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions about wigs that you want me to answer, and bearing in mind I am no wig expert, the only expertise I have on wearing wigs is the fact that I like to go out and rock wearing wigs every now and again. But feel free to drop a comment asking any questions, and not just about wigs, but about buzz cuts in general, or about, like, I don't know, whatever, how I maintain or whatever. Anyway, if you haven't seen the video about what to do if you hate your buzz cut, I will link that one at the end. And now, if you excuse me, the makeup is about to melt off my face because we are very much in a summer heat wave here, and it is 40 degrees and I don't have the air conditioning on because it's too noisy for the microphone. So I'm gonna leave you guys there, and hopefully I will see you next time, whether that's in 2 weeks' time for some form of buzz cut content, or whether that is in no, hang on, I said that wrong. Whether that's in 2 weeks' time for some real talk, some random conflab of real world stuff that I like to talk about that has nothing to do with buzz cuts whatsoever, but I still have a buzz cut if you'd like to watch that. Or in 1 month's time, where I will have some sort of buzz cut content for you. Okay, love you lots. Thank you for joining me today, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.